Hello, it's Kate here from Whole Self Leadership, and I'm coming on today because I wanted to share some thoughts about chapter 6 of our book Philosophy for Life, and we are venturing in to explore the mystics, and we're starting with Heraclitus. And as I was preparing to talk to you today, I was really drawn to this spritzer, which I want to share with you. It's called Earth, and it feels really appropriate right now because my sense is there's loads going on in the energy, lots happening, and it's how do we stay in the flow of it all, because it can be really challenging. And Earth is really grounding and has a beautiful smell and really helps us to connect to the season of autumn, which is what it is right now here in the Northern Hemisphere. So it feels beautiful, and it's what I'm using to ground my energies right now and keep myself connected to Mother Earth. And the other colour in the system that we associate with being grounded is red. And I was sort of aware that I'm wearing red and orange. You might not be able to see the orange from here, but believe you, it's there as well, which reminded me of this bottle, red and orange. So think about how that makes you feel. And its complementary is this one, a blue and green bottle. They're very pale. And I think these are relevant actually, because the red, as I say, is about Earth. But this bottle is called Mars, and Mars was the god of war. And one of the things that Heraclitus says is that everything is born out of strife. That, in other words, creation and destruction, both aspects, like Kali and Shiva in the Hindu tradition, we need both. It's not about, we've got to have just inner peace, which is what's represented by the blue and the green. It's almost that the dance of consciousness involves both. And harmony comes through conflict. And if you think about it, maybe think about a time when you've had a really serious row with a loved one or a close friend, and then how you've made up or come together closer as a result of the experience that you've had. And really, it's only our limited mindset that kind of determines whether something is good or bad, that sort of dualist concept. And actually the Taoists would say, who knows? It is what it is, which is one of their sayings. And so the more that we can connect to this sense of consciousness, which is really what the mystics were teaching us, the importance of consciousness. And there is a divine spark within each and every one of us that represents the wider universe. And going back to this sense of creation and destruction, we now know through physics and astrophysics that yes, the universe, as Heraclitus suggested, is continuing to expand. But will it get to a point when it just completely implodes and we have another big bang? Who knows? But we do know that black holes suck in energy, and they can suck in whole galaxies, and then they can burp those out and create new universes. So that's happening at that macrocosmic level. And I think what's so wonderful about this chapter is it encourages us to get out of the weeds of, my life is terrible, or this or that is going on. It talks about something which it calls zooming out, and it's certainly a meditative or meditation technique that I have been blessed to experience through working with a meditation teacher. And that's that ability to actually take yourself out of your body, go out of your home, out of your town and your your country, and then see the planet from a distance and be in the stars. And when we have that perspective, so much of the sort of day-to-day stuff does seem a little bit petty and small. And so this is part of the gift, I think, of consciousness, of getting us to look at things in a different way. And thanks to a member of my book group, Annie, who talks a lot about the 7 spiritual laws. She shared something from Ram Dass this morning, and it really resonated with me because he talks about the soul and the dance of life and the play of form, and really that every relationship and every experience you have is all about that. And we can look at it in so many different ways. Like if we start to ask ourselves, are we alone in the universe? Well, we're not alone in the universe. Or we don't know really, but the likelihood is there is other life out there. And if we look at the spiral dynamics, that the highest frequency coral talks about SETI and sort of like communicating with other life forms. But again, we have 2 approaches to that. We sort of see other life forms perhaps as killers, so that's what we see with, you know, in popular culture through films like Aliens. But there's also this idea that there may be other life forms with consciousness, with moral awareness or sense of self-awareness, and that could be more like ET. So which is it? And we don't actually know, but it's all there waiting for us. And perhaps I think the key message for me that I take away from Heraclitus' stuff is that nothing stands still. You know, everything is in flow. Universal flow is all around us if we choose to embrace it and be a part of it and expand in that way, so that we can hold all of what comes to us and see beyond, you know, the day-to-day mundanity of life. And I think the hope is that consciousness studies is a pretty nascent area, but it's of growing interest, and that's fantastic, because maybe one day we'll be able to really fully understand it, because I don't think it's about forgetting about logic when we connect to Logos, to this idea of a cosmic intelligence. It's actually the combining of our intuitive knowingness and our logic, so that we can expand beyond either one or the other. And I think that really fits with the sort of theme and the mood of the age of Aquarius, which is really about being, you know, moving beyond, say, what Stephen Hawking was saying, that, you know, philosophy is dead. Philosophy is far from dead. It's a living organism, and our understanding of the soul, but equally that we can expand that through scientific studies as well. We need both. It's not one or the other, it's the whole, because we are all interconnected. And I leave you with one final thought, which is on the word cosmopolitan. So a member of the cosmos, because we are cosmic, you know, part of cosmic intelligence. And I kind of think I love that, as I was thinking about, you know, the drink, a cosmopolitan. Does that take us to that place of being more than skin and bones? Even though we can't see the soul, but we can definitely experience the magic of that knowingness, and that's the invitation. So I'd love to know what you think. Do leave a comment after the video, or if you're part of our book group in the Telegram chat. And I hope you have an amazing week wherever you are. Bye for now.